All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Just wanted to jump in here at 4:57 to give you a live weather update on what's going on around East Tennessee. We do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings already around town, which you can clearly see on the screen. These clusters of thunderstorms are already starting to get going here. We saw the bout of morning rain. The rain has moved its way on out. Now we've got some isolated strong to severe thunderstorms that are capable, by the way, of producing some very large hail. So we're going to try to get everything going and running here, make sure everything's up and running. Hopefully you're seeing me okay. Are you sending out lightning warnings? I didn't get one. Renee says, by the way, Renee, I don't send out the lightning alerts, but the East Tennessee weather app does. When you're within 15 miles of lightning, you should get an alert from the East Tennessee weather app, which, by the way, you can scan that QR code on the bottom right-hand side of the screen or just log on to easttnweather.com, and you'll be able to download the East Tennessee weather app to get life-saving weather alerts from the National Weather Service, watches warnings, storms approaching, lightning when it's within 15 miles of your current location. Make sure you have GPS location services turned on and push notifications turned on. That's the only way you're going to be able to receive those notifications if and when we do get those. I'm trying to get it launched on the app here, so we got a couple of technical difficulties for folks that may want to join on using the East Tennessee weather app. So I'm trying to get that going. If you do see it up on the app, let me know. We are trying to get that launched right now. But Renee says, yes, I have the app. Well, if you're within 15 miles of lightning in your location, Renee, then you should get a notification with the East Tennessee weather app. So hopefully you're able to get that here at this hour. It does not look like the app is launching the live weather data. So if hopefully you'll be able to go to YouTube and or Facebook to get all the latest information from there. And I'll try to keep you up to date and make sure that this stays up to date. Anyways, we'll move right along. If you are trying to, well, hopefully folks aren't able to see the East Tennessee weather app because it's not working right now. All right, we'll move right along. Let's talk about the storms that are firing up here at this hour because we do have a couple of strong thunderstorms. Now they're starting to move their way into Anderson County, Oliver Springs area, just to the south and southwest. And I will be showing you a live view from our downtown Clinton camera because as I spin this around here in just a second, we'll be able to get a better view of that storm that's moving its way just to the south and west of downtown Clinton. So we got the Clinton camera right above me. I'm going to move the camera here for just a second to get an idea on how that storm's all playing out. But that storm has the possibility of producing large hail. 1-inch diameter hail is the possibility on that one as it stands right now. And again, some of the hail cores could develop here throughout the day today or throughout the afternoon, evening hours anyways, pushing close to over an inch, 1.5 inches to maybe 1 3/4 inches. And again, that's looking right there towards that view. Nope, that is not towards the view. We'll try to get that view here for you. I'm spinning the camera right above me. But again, Oliver Springs, Anderson County, Morgan County, we've seen some strong thunderstorms. This is working its way into the Oak Ridge area. So about 11 more minutes or so for you folks joining us from Oak Ridge. Heads up. There we go. That's that storm I'm looking at right there. We're going to get a little bit of the radio tower in the way there. But again, like and share on social media for community awareness if you don't mind. But let's go ahead and dive into this storm system. So again, it's just moved its way past or over Oliver Springs right now along Highway 62, working its way towards Oak Ridge. That's where and Solway at about 529, at least the core of it. And BTI, don't worry about the BTI today. That's the Barron Tornado Index. We're not looking at tornadoes here throughout the day today. Here we go. Latest warning from the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center. Now we are all under a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight tonight. So most of East Tennessee underneath a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight tonight. That has just been issued. So hopefully you're getting all that information. But again, like and share on Facebook if you don't mind for community awareness as these storms start to pop up. This is that cluster of thunderstorms. When we had the cooler 50s earlier today and the rain showers, you're like, okay, there's no way we're going to get severe weather today. Sun came back out. Destabilization happened fairly quickly. And so that's what we're going to continue to deal with here for the rest of the day today. So let's move right along and we'll take you back to the northwestern sections of town. I'll show you a little radar loop here over the last hour or so. Again, nothing too crazy so far. If you do get photos, make sure that if you do get photos, well, don't put yourself in harm's way, of course, to get any hail if you happen to have hail in your community. But a good rule of thumb is put a quarter next to the hailstone that you may take a picture of. Don't put it in your hand. The reason why is because we don't know. We all have different size hands, and so we can't tell how big that hailstone is. But If you put it next to a quarter, the size of a quarter signifies a severe thunderstorm. So that's definitely something that we that will help you pass those photos along. So again, Oak Ridge, Oliver Springs, we've got Oak Hills Estates, Dossett, Frost. It's going to work its way towards Solway. Anyone right around the Edgemoor and Claxton area, just in the south parts of Clinton. So it's probably going to skip right to the south of you in Clinton. And again, we're going to be watching that camera. A live view from that camera right now shows that storm is going to be working its way, it looks like, from screen right to screen left. So I'll be panning the camera accordingly as we track that storm and the hail core. Speaking of which, rainfall rates with this system already are picking up some decent rainfall rates. We're looking at upwards of, let's see if we can get that on the screen here, upwards of 5.3 inches per hour. So that's a solid downpour, gully washer, if you will. And not only that, but we are also talking about the possibility of some hail. So when you look at the hail with it, possibility of about a half an inch to an inch in diameter is possible. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning. Double warning in Anderson, Morgan, Roane County was a mistake, by the way, from the National Weather Service. Meant to issue an update on the original warning. So that double warning is a mistake if you kind of got two warnings. They're just reissuing that warning. But again, the latest information on that hail core moving its way into Oak Ridge at 5:14 and Solway at 5:32. Pretty much 100% chance of seeing some sort of hail out of that, whether or not we see damaging hail or not. It does not look like, per the latest information, that we have an incredible hail core with that so far. But again, the storms are just now getting going. And as we tap into this energy into the atmosphere, that's what's going to present some of the larger hail here as we head through the rest of the afternoon. This is moving to the south and southwest, by the way. Excuse me, east-southeast at 17 miles per hour. So not necessarily fast movers. And that means that rain of 5.5 inches per hour is going to drop a lot of rain in a short amount of time. And so we're going to have to watch out for the potential for some localized ponding, puddling, and flooding that could be taking shape here for the rest of the afternoon. All right, let's go back to the radar here and try to keep an eye on the chat as much as I possibly can as I continue to diagnose what's going on out there here at this hour. One of the apps says there is rotating storm. One of the apps ahead of the Knoxville area. I don't know what app that is, but we have a BTI of a 2.6, not that big of a deal. We don't have a lot of spin in the atmosphere, Elizabeth, so while we can never say tornadoes are not going to be happening, you can never say it's a zero when we're talking severe weather. Really, the atmosphere is more conducive for straight line winds, and we've got cold air aloft, and we've got a lot of energy aloft, a lot of rising air on its own, free, like instability, if you will, and that's why we are going to be watching the threat for some larger hail cores if they can really tap into that atmosphere. Let me take off the watch warning for you so that doesn't, there we go. We'll take that off. So we got another couple of other storms I want to talk about. We've got one out just outside of the Dayton area, working its way just north of Dunlap and into the Pikeville area. So anybody joining us along Highway 127 between Pikeville and Palo have a chance of seeing severe weather. So you are under a severe thunderstorm warning as well until 5:45 p.m. That's for Bledsoe County. And then we go a little bit further to the south, just outside of Chattanooga over Jasper in the Sequatchie area. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Marion County, and that runs until 5:30. That's over the South Pittsburgh area. Remember, I do cover all of East Tennessee, by the way. So heads up Chattanooga. Lookout Mountain area's got a nice little storm right now in that community. And anybody joining us from, say, Dayton or the Sale Creek area along Highway 27, these storms are going to start working their way towards Cleveland and Charleston and Athens. Etowah's got a nice little cell right now, but not necessarily a severe thunderstorm at this point of the game. And let's see. We'll come back here. We'll take this off for you. And, of course, we are going to continue to track these. Now, if you are joining, just want to join in for a quick little update, remember you can always track these with the East Tennessee Weather app. The app gives you current, past, and future radar of 2 hours, really helping you to plan the rest of your afternoon. While some are under the gun and under a severe thunderstorm warning right now, the storms will kind of pass on by, and the East Tennessee Weather app will give you all that data as well. All right, Joanne said, I got lightning detection warning a few minutes ago. Talbot, about 2 miles north of the National Weather Service. According to my calculations, counting to Counting to 5 for a mile away. The most recent strike was about 2 miles away, yet it lit up the room with a very bright flash, and the thunder shook the windows. Thank you so much, Joanne. I appreciate that. That when thunder roars, go indoors, right? I know a lot of ball games may have been canceled here this evening. Our baseball game has been canceled as well due to the fact that the ball fields are just too wet from this morning's rain. Just hailed over Oliver Springs in a lightning storm. Peggy, if you happen to have a picture of that, I'd love for you to upload that to the East Tennessee Weather app under Witcher's Pictures, or you could post it right here as well in the live broadcast, and I'll try to get those up. And if I can get those on the air, I will like to share those with you as well, because we can share those live on the air with the product that we are using. And so I will keep an eye on that in case you post it in the chat. And so let's see if we can't get this up and running so I can get that chat up and running for you as well. It was hailing in Athens. Okay, thanks, Sierra. I appreciate that. Angela, glad to have the app. Thanks for all you do. You're welcome. All right, so if you have a photo, post it in the chat. I do have the Facebook chat up and running here at this hour. And so if you do get something, let me know. Let's see, FYI. Let's see, Paul says, FYI, the app is up to date but doesn't work on Roku. Yeah, we're having some Roku issues. Watching from Carnes, getting a little noisy there. I appreciate that as well. Kathy says everyone stay safe. Golf ball and pea-size hail both in Oliver Springs, says Stacia. Stacia, if you happen to have a photo of that, can you post that here in the chat so we can share that with everybody? Don't put yourself in harm's way, but again, golf ball size hail possible, and pea-size hail is what Stacia says showing up in Oliver Springs. And that storm just moved over Oliver Springs. When you start to see the pink showing up on the radar there, that's a good sign that we're probably getting a little bit more of a hail core to show up as well. I don't know why this keeps showing the severe thunderstorm watch. We'll have to get that off there. And, okay. All right. So, again, a little bit more of a hail core showing up just outside of Oak Ridge, Emory Heights area. I'll also show you the picture. Let's see if we can't get this up from my... there we go, my Hardin Valley camera. So we'll take our Hardin Valley camera full so you can get an idea of that storm just to the northwest. So this camera is in Hardin Valley off of Hardin Valley Road. It is to the south and west of Solway. And let's see. I was going to try to give you a better idea of where that camera is, but it's in Hardin Valley. It's right there at the Orange Hat Brewing Company. That's the hail core right there. That's the storm that we're talking about. When you look at the screen, it is just to the north. That's looking towards Oak Ridge and Solway and Pellissippi Parkway. So that's where that, and Carnes is going to be a little bit more on the far right-hand side of that camera. But again, if you do get a picture, post that in the chat so we can put that on the screen and keep everybody up to date on that. Still dry in Maynardville? Yeah, still dry so far. Watching from softball fields in Oakdale. Thank you very much, Kimberly. I appreciate you joining. Storms all around us, but nothing here yet. Remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. If you get a push notification from the East Tennessee Weather app, the reason why it's 15 miles away, it gives you time to get inside. Lets you know that, hey, listen, you're in harm's way, you're in danger. So you definitely want to take some cautions, to use some caution, and take shelter if you're going to be out at the ballparks here tonight. If you do have ball games, again, we are starting to see some hail showing up into the Oak Ridge area, and that's where that camera is pointing. So we'll come back to that camera here in just a second once we continue to see that storm move a little bit closer. But there's the storm that we were just looking at. Again, that camera is right there in Hardin Valley, in and around the Carnes area. So let's see if we can't get that on the screen here. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. So that camera is essentially right about here-ish. Okay, so that's looking to the northwest right at that hail cord, and that's that camera right above me in the Hardin Valley community. So again, nothing too crazy so far around most of East Tennessee. We do got to have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings now. A new one issued for Knox County, and also that is going to include Anderson County. So they've extended the one out of Oak Ridge to include Knox and Anderson County. This now runs until 6 o'clock here this evening. We also have one now for Ray, Roan, McMinn, Loudoun, and Meigs County. So that's going to be this warning a little bit further to the south. The storm is over the Glen Alice area, just south of Glen Alice. It's going to be moving its way over Watts Bar Lake, Paint Rock, 10 Mile, Philadelphia, Sweetwater, and Loudoun. So we'll highlight that for you. Again, I'm not so worried about the BTI today. BTI is 2.8. We don't have a lot of spin in the atmosphere. But the hail could be 1.25 inches. So you're talking about ping pong size hail just outside of Glen Alice and Watts Bar. It is tracking to the southeast at southeast at 29 miles per hour. So Watts Bar Lake 519. Anybody around the Watts Bar Lake about 519? It's now 511. Let me get that clock on the camera here for you. There we go. That's going to help out things out. And Paint Rock at 541. And then it's going to continue to work its way towards Philadelphia, Sweetwater, Loudon. If it holds together, we are talking about the possibility of some large hail there. We'll switch over to the radar product to give you an idea of what that storm looks like, and we'll loop it over the last 15 minutes. So this is a 15-minute loop. You can see how that's slowly working its way. Well, not necessarily slowly, about 30 miles per hour to the southeast as it works its way. So Philadelphia, Paint Rock, and Sweetwater, heads up. You're probably next in line to see that storm move its way into your area. All right, let's come back over to the Carnes and Knoxville area. Heavy rain showing up in Wartburg, Catoosa, Petros, Ombre, seeing some lighter rain right now. Oliver Springs has already had some hail reported. And now we're starting to get a little bit more of a hail core showing up. I'll just double check in some rotation to make sure that we don't have any major rotation showing up with that storm system. And we do not. So again, it's really going to be the hail. So when you look at your 1 hour hail, there's the hail showing up just outside of the Petros area, Frozen Head State Park. Kind of fell apart a little bit, and now it looks like it's starting to get its hail core back together. And again, we'll be in Solway at 528, Carnes at 537, Ball Camp at 538, and Claxton at 538 as well. And this will continue to update as the storm continues to update as well. All right, let's see. Jenny says, looking nasty driving towards Oak Ridge. It is nasty in Oak Ridge. Stay away from Oak Ridge right now. Turn around. Go back another way. You don't want to be stuck in this hailstorm, that's for sure. Let's see. Very small hail. Let's see. Driving down Shad. On the left is nasty dark skies. On my right, sunny skies, says Jenny. That's the truth. Very small hail so far in Oak Ridge. Pebble size so far. Thanks, Patty. I appreciate that report. Let's see. Hard to tell. I can't necessarily answer if all of your towns or cities are going to be seeing the storms. These are kind of spotty in nature. I'll show you a bigger picture view so you can get an idea of how this is all playing out. Here's what it looks like across the area. And so I'll loop this over the last 30 minutes. And again, you'll get an idea of how these storms are going to be playing out. And again, not necessarily everybody's going to get the storms here today. I don't think everybody does get the storms, but we also have some storms showing up just south of Morristown, working its way into northern Jefferson County and also parts of Cocke County, but no severe weather there as of right now. It won't let me post a pic in the chat, but I sent a pic in the hail to the weather app, Oliver Springs hail. Let's look at the weather app and see if that showed up in the East Tennessee weather app. Because if you post pics using the East Tennessee weather app under Witcher's Pictures, it'll come straight to my cell phone, i.e. the picture that Sierra just posted in Oliver Springs. So I can put that up on the screen right there for all of us to get an idea of what that looks like. So smaller than the size of a quarter. That's why I tell you that's perfect. Sierra, hands down to Sierra. She did a great job. Good job. She posted that picture, put a quarter in next to it, just like I asked her to. And look at that. Smaller than the size of a quarter. So not necessarily severe hail with that, but that was hail coming in out of Oliver Springs in Anderson County, thanks to Sierra. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's exactly what you should do. Hailing in Oak Ridge, says Ashley. All right. And let's see. We've got raining and lightning in Carnes. It's going to be a long night, says Claire. I don't think it's going to be that long of a night. I mean, we do have that severe thunderstorm watch that's now been issued until midnight tonight, so we'll see how this all plays out. This is just now getting going. Good evening, Miss Melissa. Powell looks bad. Check it on the app. Again, the app's going to be a great tool. If you need to listen, it's 5:15. A lot of folks are getting ready to leave work here for the day. And if you need to leave work, keep in mind that you can open up the app. Unfortunately, my live broadcast is not working on the app right now, but let me give you a quick little tip and trick, because if you need to leave and you don't want to be on Facebook, I will share a little quick tip and trick for you. So if you open up the East Tennessee weather app, this is what you're going to get. Again, the live video should be working at the top, but for some reason, it is not working right now. I don't understand why, but all you have to do is come down to YouTube. If you click on that YouTube button right there on the app, that will take you right to YouTube. What you do is click on the live button, just like you do on Facebook. Or you can see I'm live right there. You just click on that, and now I'm live right there on the cell phone on the East Tennessee weather app. So those are little quick tips and tricks. So something to kind of keep in mind if you're trying to join us on the app and you can't. but you're on Facebook and you need to hit the road, your cell phone goes with you. Of course, you can keep Facebook up, but you can also go to the app and go to YouTube. That's going to really help you out. So we do have now 3 severe thunderstorm warnings showing up. Let's see if we have any more across the Southern Valley. We've got one just outside of Chattanooga, so a severe thunderstorm warning right now in Marion County. That runs until 5:30. It's now 5:17. We also have one for Bledsoe County that runs until 5:45. We also have Monroe County until 6:15, Loudoun County until 6:15, Roane County until 6:15, and Meigs County as well as Ray County until 6:15. So severe thunderstorm warnings there. And then we also have the severe thunderstorm warning currently for Morgan County. That stretches into Roane County and also parts of Anderson County. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Anderson County until 5:45. That stretches its way now until 6 o'clock into Knox County as well as Anderson County. So again, severe thunderstorm warnings right now for Knox County and let's see, Anderson County until 6 p.m. So we are talking about the storm that just moved its way out of Oak Ridge. Now we're starting to get a little bit more of a hail core showing up with that system. So we'll get another skit update here in just a second. Hail size is possible up to 1.5 inches. So now again, we're talking about ping pong size hail, getting close to golf ball size hail that is possible, moving its way into Solway, Claxton, Carnes, Ball Camp, right around the Cedar Bluff area. So that's the storm that we're talking about that just moved its way through Oak Ridge. So Cedar Bluff, West Hills, Fair Oaks, Pleasant Ridge, Ponderosa Hills. Now we're talking about some neighborhoods here. Again, this is moving to the east-southeast at about 24 miles per hour. And again, it's going to be working its way right over Pellissippi Parkway, Oak Ridge Highway. That we're talking about, it's going to work its way, it's probably going to shift to just to the south of you folks in Claxton. This is the storm that we're talking about. The one that I have on camera right now is this storm right here, which you can see from the Hardin Valley camera. And so we're going to see and probably watch this work its way right over this camera. And so anybody joining us from Orange Hat Brewing or D1 Sports or any of those complexes right there, keep in mind your cars are outside. We talked about this earlier this morning and through the day. If you happen to be out and about, to have a way to keep an eye on these storms. And of course, the East Tennessee Weather App is going to be a great tool for that. But you don't want your car outside when we have severe weather moving its way on through. Let's see. Quarter hail being reported in Oak Ridge by a train spotter at Hermitage Boulevard. Storm spotter reported quarter-size hail on Brockdale Road, northwest of Mount Glen RV Park in southwest Bledsoe County. And at 1705 Oak Ridge Turnpike at Montana Avenue, quarter-size hail being reported due to a train spotter. And the National Weather Service issues a severe thunderstorm warning for Roane and Morgan County. Pea-size hail continuing in Oak Ridge Turnpike and Montana Avenue in Oak Ridge now from a ham radio trained storm spotter. So that's the storm we're talking about, the one right there in the center of your screen. Let's see what it looks like from Clinton and our Clinton camera. Probably have to pan this camera a little bit more now that it's moving. So let's go ahead and pan this a little bit further to the south and southwest. That's the storm we're talking about. So let's see. That's Clinton. I don't think it's any further to the south, but we'll go ahead and take a look at that camera. It might be a little bit further to the south. So that big hill right there that you see in Clinton, that's Aspire Park, by the way. So this is the storm that we're talking about. So we're going to keep an eye on that one right there. We'll leave the camera right there because it's going to push right through the camera. But again, the Hardin Valley camera is definitely one to be watching because that one right there has the hail core and the storm that we see on camera right now. So again, we do have severe thunderstorm warnings here taking shape across East Tennessee here at this hour. So again, if you have any outdoor plans, if you have plans to be out, just realize that we are going to continue to track showers and thunderstorms and the possibility of severe storms as these continue to kind of blossom around the area. With the app itself, as long as you allow push notifications and GPS location services, the app will notify you of any inclement weather, lightning data when lightning is within 15 miles of your location. You can scan the QR code right there at the bottom of the screen, download the free East Tennessee Weather app, and check out some of the live updates as well. All right, what about the Webb's School softball field? Ooh, great question there. I know we do have a big softball game at Webb going on tonight, and unfortunately, that storm probably, what time's the game? It's 5:21. What time's the game there, Amy? I think you said the game. I think Seth said the game was at like 5:30. Are there going to be tornado sirens warned, tornado warned storms? I just got back on here and missed some of this. No, we're not really conducive for seeing tornadoes. Can we 100% say no? Never. Whenever we're talking about severe weather, you can never say no to that. But this is not really the environment for tornadoes. This is more of an environment for damaging wind and large hail. Damaging winds because we have dry air at the low levels of the atmosphere, and so we can get all this, or in the mid levels, I should say, and so we can get that kind of to be transferred down to the surface. How big is the hail in Oak Ridge? Have had reports of quarter-size hail. Right now, getting reports of nickel to quarter-size hail along the highway US 127, approximately 9 miles south of Pikeville. So again, we do cover all of East Tennessee, so let's take you to those storms. Let's get this off the screen here. So here are the warnings that we have taking shape around the area, just outside of Chattanooga. Again, right there in Marion County until 5:30. We also have McMinn County until 6:15, along with northern Polk County and Monroe County. Severe thunderstorm warning right now for you folks joining us from Tellico Plains, Etowah, Bald River Falls, Indian Boundary area. We got Bullet Creek and Austral, along with the Wetmore area. So severe thunderstorm warning now until 6:15. That has been issued by the National Weather Service. We also have one just outside of the Pikeville area. That does include Bledsoe County. We'll put that right there. Bledsoe County until 5:45. And then the storm that moved out is Glen Alice. That storm is now in effect. That severe thunderstorm warning is now in effect until 6:15. It's moving its way over Watts Bar Lake right now and moving its way into Paint Rock at about 5:48 or so. It's now 5:23, by the way. And that's going to work its way to the southeast at 26 miles per hour. So we'll move all this stuff up on the screen a little bit more for you. There we go. So now we just got a new update on that. Hail size is about 1 inch in diameter, according to, so heads up Paint Rock and Loudon and Sweetwater, anybody along Highway 75, Interstate 75, and also, what is that, Highway 2, I believe that is. I believe the Highway 11, I should say, between Sweetwater, Philadelphia, and Loudon and the Sugar Limb area. Heads up there. And of course, we do have the stronger storm cell, the biggest one of them all so far, moving its way over Solway. Came out of Oak Ridge, has already had reports of quarter-size hail out of that storm system. Let's see. Issues flash flood warning now. Now we got a flash flood warning for Anderson, Roane, and Morgan County. So now we have a flash flood warning. Again, those were my two biggest things here today: damaging winds, large hail, and the potential for some localized heavy rain leading to flash flooding. But a flash flood warning now in effect for Roane County, Anderson, and Morgan County until 8:15 this evening. So now we're dealing with flash flooding because now some of the rainfall rates with this storm are incredible. So when we look at the rainfall rates with this system, let's get that on the camera here for you. Rainfall rates have been pretty impressive. So let's see. Rainfall rate now. So some of the rainfall rates showing up with this system are upwards of 5 to 7 inches per hour. Now, again, the storm is moving to the southeast at about 25 to 30 miles per hour or so. And so, again, we're going to get heavy rain leading to the potential for some localized flooding and flash flooding. Picture of a cool cloud sent through the app, says Sierra. All right, let's go back to the app and see what we got going on there. All right, now we're starting to get some of these hail reports in. This is the one from Sierra. So, cool cloud coverage showing up from Sierra. That is a nasty looking cloud. Again, not necessarily rotating clouds here at this hour, but we're going to keep an eye on it, and I will keep checking back in with rotation. We also have quite a bit of hail showing up with these storms, and that's really going to be the story as we progress through the evening hours. When you look at, we've got some heavy rain, quite a bit of heavy rain. Hail size about 1 inch now showing up in that one. Solway 526, Carnes 534. Claxton 538, West Hills at 545, Powell 546, and Bearden at 550 from the storm that's just outside of the Solway Oak Ridge area right now. Hail could be in excess of an inch or more. We've already had reports of some larger hail with that. And there's your hail core right there, just outside of the Solway area. And so heads up Solway. Again, the hail core is now just outside of Solway. Let me get that off the screen for you. Okay, now it's moving its way over to Carnes. So the hail core is that white shaded area. White shaded area, that's where the largest hail, that's where the core of the hailstorm is. And so again, Hardin Valley. So that is the storm right there at the top of the screen. So now actually I thought I was looking at the other camera. So there's the storm right there moving its way. This is our Hardin Valley camera. So that's the storm we're tracking. I can't move that camera, but you're getting a 180 degree view of that storm. So we're looking at Interstate Pellissippi Parkway to the far left of the camera. We got Carnes to the far right. Did you see that lightning showing up with that storm? So that's where the hail core is showing up right now. Let's see. We got other great pictures to share with you. All right. So this picture is quarter size hail, just a quarter size, or maybe just a little shy of quarter size. But that picture is from Kevin Honeycutt. Kevin, thank you so much. And hey, listen, if you post a picture in the app, make sure you give me specific locations of where that was located. So Kevin, if you joined us, make sure you let us know exactly where that was. Hail off of Catoosa in Wartburg. This one's coming in from Miranda Scott. So Miranda Scott sending this photo in, and we got a lot of hail showing up now. Now it's starting to look a lot like snow out there with some of the hail cores that are showing up. That's in Catoosa, and that's exactly what we could be seeing. So that's the storm we're watching right now. That's a live look in Hardin Valley, and I'll switch back to the hail core. So call us Carnes, heads up. If you have cars outside, put them inside. Again, we got a large hail core now showing up in your area. That's going to move just to the north of Ball Camp, north of probably Cedar Bluff. We'll go back to the reflectivity on that. Now there's your hail core. All that purple and dark shaded black areas in that. That's where we're seeing the largest hail right here on your screen. There's your hail core. So let's just check in and make sure that we don't have any. Let's see if we get this off here. That's not wanting to go off, is it? There it is. All right, make sure that we don't have any rotation showing up. I always got to check in on that because we don't want to see any rotation, but it does not appear that we have any rotation. Nope, no rotation showing up. So this is all going to be damaging winds, straight line winds, and the possibility of extremely large hail. The one coming in out of Solway right now, a hail size could be upwards of an inch or greater. We've also got another one, Dan Welling, Carnes Solway area. So here we go. There's the hailstorm showing up in the that's the storm that we're looking at on camera right now. So this is coming in from, I think I said Kevin. So thanks, Kevin, for giving me all that. Dan Welling, Carnes Solway area. That's what's going on. He was getting ready to plant his mulch and everything. And unfortunately, this is going to knock off a lot of the flowers on top of these awesome blooming trees that have been giving us allergies. What else do we have showing up? All right, this is another one coming in from Kevin Honeycutt. Kevin Honeycutt. I apologize, Kevin. This is from Spring City. Okay, so I'm assuming this was from Spring City earlier. This tells a story right there. I mean, those aren't white caps. That's hailstones hitting the lake. That's insane. Kevin, thank you so much for sharing that photo with us. Again, upload those to the Witcher's Pictures link. I will be able to put those right on the camera right away. They're coming in constantly. And again, give me location of exactly where the picture was taken, and put a quarter next to the hailstone if you happen to have one, so we understand what size that hailstone actually was. Thanks, Kathy. I appreciate you. Big Thunder and Ball Camp. How's Kodak looking? I can't get specific with Kodak right now and other locations. Just know that you're doing just fine. Got a couple of showers and thunderstorms just north of you and along 11E in Jefferson City, White Pine and Bainbury on the far right-hand side of your screen. But so far, so good in Kodak. We'll have to watch these and make sure, Irving, that you download the East Tennessee Weather app and scan that QR code and track it. You'll be able to track these storms, then come back to the live weather update if I'm still doing live broadcasts at that point of the game. You know, one of those things, it's like I just came on to give you a quick little update. Now we have all these warnings taking shape, and so got to just stay on it. What can we expect in Clinton? That storm's just going to move to the south of you in Clinton. Now, the strongest of the hail core is to the south of Clinton right now at about, so Clinton, the hail core is about 8 miles. You're 8 miles north of the hail core. So this is moving off to your east-southeast. So you're doing fine in Clinton, at least when it comes to the hail core showing up. But this hail core keeps growing, so we got to keep an eye on this storm, that's for sure. Let's move this up here. This will give us a better idea. All right, so the latest information on this one is also putting this storm right now in Carnes at 5:34. So it's basically over Carnes right now. The current time is 5:31. It is now over Ball Camp. West Hills at 5:45, Powell 5:46, Bearden at 5:50, Fountain City 5:57 if it holds together, Neyland Stadium at 5:58, and downtown Knoxville also about 5:58, 5:59 or so. Let's see. We're getting reports of, let's see, Hardin Valley. Let's see if we can't get this showing up. So this is coming in from my friends in Hardin Valley. Let's see. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning now for Bledsoe, Bradley, Hamilton, Meigs, and Sequatchie County. So this picture right now is coming in from, oops, let's see if we can't get this on camera here for you. So this is coming in from the Hardin Valley area. And again, if you put a quarter next to that, that's some large hail right there. Put a quarter next to that so we know exactly what size that is. But that's the storm that we are showing you on the screen right now. That's moving its way through Ball Camp and Carnes, working its way towards the West Hills area. New severe thunderstorm warning for Soddy Daisy. Let's see, Middle Valley and Lakeside, Tennessee. So got, let's see, hail in Hardin Valley. Trying to get all the latest from the National Weather Service. Okay, severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6 o'clock for South Central Anderson and Southwestern Knox County based on this storm right now. Got another severe thunderstorm warning now showing up for Harriman. So a new one for Catoosa. So we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning now until 6 o'clock for Morgan County. That would also be for Roane County. It also includes, let's see if, and Morgan County. So Morgan and Roane County until 6 o'clock. It's just outside of the Grove area, Oakdale, Harriman, and working its way towards back into Oliver Springs. So this is going to be the problem, right? So now we're talking about rounds and rounds of rain over the same location and heavy rain at that. Some of the rainfall amounts, rainfall rates have been anywhere from 5 to 7.5 inches per hour. And so that's going to create flooding and flash flooding concerns. Barbara, you're very welcome. It's clouding up here on the north side of Lenoir City. All right, what can we expect in Clinton? Hopefully I answered that question for you, Jen. Hearing thunder in South Knoxville, looking dark towards downtown. It is going to look dark towards downtown. All right, we'll go back to, for a second, there's Hardin Valley. That's the storm that we're watching. That's the hailstorm right there. So far, heavy rain. But notice the water in the center of your screen on the grassy area. That's how fast this rain has come on down. Now, I don't see any hail showing up with that storm right now at Orange Hat Brewing Company, but definitely one to watch for very closely. Again, looks like it's probably going to move just to the north of that. But let's see here. There's West Hills. There's Interstate 40. So, yeah, that's just to the north of that storm. So the heaviest hail core right now over Byington, Golden Meadows, Meadowbrook, Brentwood, Glen Arden, Berkshire Wood. So I'm talking about some neighborhoods here. So if you're joining me from these neighborhoods, anybody along Oak Ridge Highway, from Carnes all the way to Interstate 640, something to kind of keep in mind. Really not expecting any tornado concerns, Hannah. Not really a tornado environment. Is it 100% no? The answer is no to that. Well, it's never a zero when we're talking about severe weather. All right, Amanda Arms, Kingston, Tennessee, Watts Bar Lake, Emory Road area. This is a nasty looking sky. And you can notice a little bit of green showing up in there. You'll notice that during big time hailstorms. Look at the green. The sky will look green during hailstorms. How about that one right there? Very cool shot with the sun shining on the buildings, but nasty storm right there. So again, that's coming in from Amanda Arms, Kingston, Tennessee, Watts Bar Lake area, Emory River. Here's another one. This is coming in from Betsy in Hardin Valley. So Betsy's joining us from Hardin Valley. Thank you so much, Betsy. I appreciate that. Again, larger than the size of a quarter. So that's severe thunderstorm warning capable. There we go. Thank you so much, Betsy, for putting that right next to a quarter, because that really gives us a good idea of what that storm is doing and how it's performing. And let's see what else we got going on. Got a couple more coming in. All right, this one's coming in from Daring. Golf ball size hail in Hardin Valley. So big shout out to Daring and her husband in Hardin Valley. So that is large hailstone. Golf ball size hail. Incredibly large hail. So again, that's been the story. Looks like the hail core is starting. Okay, this is interesting. Let me go back to the radar here. So when we go back to the radar, looks like we're getting a little bit of that storm to collapse on itself, so maybe producing some really strong winds due to the fact that the hail core can sometimes collapse on itself. So as I go back into time, Watch those darker shades of purples and greens. So watch this. There's the hail core. Let me get that off the screen there. Get that off. All right. So there's the hail core coming in out of the Karns area. And now we go through time. You see those purples showing up near Byington, Ball Camp, Glen Arden, Plum Creek. Now watch this. Now we get into the latest time frame and see how it's just kind of fading away. So we'll see what this storm does. A lot of times we'll get those hail cores, a lot of heavy, get very dense air way up in the atmosphere, and it just pulls it down, and that's going to create damaging wind gusts. And so we still have that severe thunderstorm warning there. All right, so we've got a lot of hail coming in out of Hardin Valley, Karns community. Got another one showing up. Dan Welling also posted this one. So incredibly large hail showing up with this one. This is why we are under a severe thunderstorm risk and a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight tonight. That's larger than the size of a quarter. I believe he said that was in the Spring City area. So thanks, Dan, for posting that picture. And again, if you post them to the East Tennessee Weather app, it is super easy and efficient for me to get that information and post it right there on the screen. Some of you might not be able to post that on the screen as well, at least on the live chat anyway. So hopefully I'm helping you out here a little bit. Big time hail in Oak Ridge. Thanks, Jeremy. Let's see. So there's a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight tonight. Will there be more storms after these storms pass? Likely the case. We'll take you out to the bigger picture because we do have some strong storms over into Middle Tennessee right now as well. So when you look at the big picture view of around the state, there's more energy back off to our west. I think, this might eat up a lot of the atmosphere, but look at all the severe thunderstorm warnings that are just across the state of Tennessee right now, and mostly just the state. But again, we'll just concentrate on what's going on here in East Tennessee, of course, because that's what's going on. All right. So anybody traveling, though, remember that the East Tennessee Weather app does travel wherever you go. So now the Southern Valley, Chattanooga area, clear of those severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Those have now moved their way into northern Georgia, working its way towards the Ringgold area. So if autopilot's joining us here, which he typically does in the morning, Ringgold, Georgia, right there in the northern, southwestern part of my screen. Southwestern part? The bottom left-hand side of the screen. I'm used to talking in orientation here. All right, so we still have a severe thunderstorm warning right now for Sequatchie, Tennessee, as well as Hamilton. That is going to clip its way into Meigs and also Bradley County. So let's just start down on the bottom line. We'll work our way northward. So right around Cedar Point, Flat Top, Grant, Huckleberry, Soddy Daisy, anybody along Highway 27, Ware Branch, Shores Acre, and Blue Springs. That's going to be working its way towards Georgetown as well. So a severe thunderstorm warning that runs until 6:15. We've got one just outside of Etowah and Tellico Plains, Bald River Falls area. This one's for McMinn, Polk, and Monroe County, and then works its way over into Cherokee, North Carolina. So places like Indian Boundary, Waukee, I never can say that word right. Bald River Falls, we'll go with that one. Tellico Plains, let's see, Bullock Creek, Coker Creek, Kataska, and Servilla. Anyways, that runs until 6:15 here tonight. So severe thunderstorm warning for Tellico Plains. Heaviest rain, it looks to be a little bit further to the south of you folks in Tellico Plains, but definitely watching that one. We have some strong showers and thunderstorms showing up in Athens and Poplar Hill, Englewood. Whoa, big-time thunderstorms right now just showing up at the East Tennessee. That always catches you off guard, doesn't it? Big-time storms moving into downtown Knoxville right now. Paint Rock. So we have severe thunderstorm warning right now for Roane, Loudoun County, and Monroe County, right over the Cedar Fork area, from Sweetwater to Fairlane, Old Sweetwater to Philadelphia, and Loudoun. So heads up there. And then we'll come further to the north. Now, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued by the National Weather Service for downtown Knoxville. This does include Blount County, Sevier County, and Knox County. This runs now until 6:30 this evening. And a little closer view on that, the hail core starting to show back up. So it's right over the Hidden Hills, Amherst, West Hills area. Anybody traveling along Ball Camp, we've got Oak Ridge Highway from Karns all the way to 640 and 275. And into the Bearden area, West Hills. So traffic is going to be a mess in this area, and the interstate's going to be a mess as well. See if we can't get some of those TDOT cameras up for you here. Might be able to get some of those up for you to see what we can take a look at. And see if we can't get any of those cameras going for you at this hour. Let's see here. Trying to get those up here. Sorry, folks. We'll get back to that. All right, here we go. Let's get some of these cameras up. So it's going to be a mess on the interstate. And here we go. See if we can't get some of these cameras up for you. So again, keep in mind that you want to slow it down. Obviously, it's the middle of the rush hour, and now folks are going to be stuck in this in rush hour, and this is going to cause a mess for sure. Let me see if we can't find some of those cameras that would be showing the best views. See if this works. I don't know if this is going to work here for you. There we go. So there we go. We'll get that up on the camera here for you just for a moment of time. That's 40 in Paper Mill. So it doesn't look like we have any hail showing up there as of right now. We'll come back to 40 in West Hills. This is 40 in West Hills. And again, traffic is running slow. It's slow moving right now. That's, I already just showed you that one. That's 40 in Paper Mill. Again, look at all those folks out on the interstate. It is the evening rush hour. And so you hate to see these folks out on the interstate here. But that's where the heaviest rain is. We'll come down to Pellissippi Parkway and Interstate 40. And again, not really any rain showing up there, but obviously folks traveling towards downtown, you're going to see that rain that starts to get a little bit more wet over towards Gallagher View, and then you come over to Paper Mill and 640 Liberty Street, and that's what it looks like in that area as well. So again, slow going on the interstate system. And a nasty storm looking in from Hardin Valley. So let me get those pictures out of the way here. We've shared some amazing pictures, thanks to you, posting those through Witcher's Pictures in the East Tennessee Weather app. And thanks for joining on the chat here as well. Let's see. We've got another one showing up from Eddie Sarione from your house. I don't know where your house is, Eddie, but it's a beautiful house. Looks like you're probably showing up there in West Knoxville, because I think that's the... I don't know exactly where that is. I think that's closer to Concord Marina. I think that's what that is. But Eddie, thanks so much for sharing that photo through the East Tennessee Weather app and Witcher's Pictures. We got one from Colebug Wedby showing up. All right, how about Colebug Wedby? And just outside of the web, I should say. There we go, Cole. Look at that. We're looking at upwards of near golf ball size hail. Hopefully you didn't cut yourself there, Cole. Colebug, I appreciate you, buddy. It's larger than the key. Put it next to a quarter next time, and then we'll be getting a good idea of what that's looking like. Let's see here. See if we can't bring him in. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you in. Give me a second here, Chris. I do have one of my Witcher Weather Watchers that's wanting to join, and we'll try to get him on camera here in just a moment if we can possibly do that. So bear with me there. All right. Jorge said, send a picture from Alcoa. Thanks, Jorge. I appreciate that. And stand by, Chris. We'll get you on camera here in just a second. That's not who you want. You don't want a double picture of me. We're going to bring Chris in. Here we go. Let's go ahead and bring Chris onto the conversation here. Chris, stand by. You are on camera, but I'm just setting you up here, buddy. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, I got the wrong camera on, Mike, so give me a second, see if I can switch it.
Okay. I don't know if you'll be able to switch it. You might have to call back in.
Yeah, I'll call back. Sorry about that.
All right, that's okay. All right, so that's one of my Witcher Weather Watchers. So, Chris, you can just hang up, and we'll get you back on camera here in just a second. All right, so that's a Witcher Weather Watcher. We'll get him back on camera. He's right around the Hardin Valley area. He'll be able to give us an update on what's going on in Hardin Valley. Obviously, we've been tracking the storms, and we'll just go right back to the radar here. There he is. He's coming back on camera here, so we'll get you back on camera here in just a second here, Chris. So let's bring you back up on camera. You don't want me. We'll switch that over to Chris. So Chris Hahn, Witcher Weather Watcher. All right, you're live on camera. Go ahead and talk, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Hey, listen, I know these storms have been moving basically to the east, but I'm out here in the back. I'm in Hardin Valley, and these are kind of rippling in, and some stiff lightning, and there's greenish skies over here to the northwest. So not really anything hail-wise here, but it is looking awfully gnarly, and it is spreading to the south here.
It is, yeah. So are you actually, which side of Pellissippi Parkway are you on?
I'm west of Pellissippi.
You're west of Pellissippi. Okay, so you're actually, yeah, you can see some clearing, but you actually have more storms back to your west. So over towards Oliver Springs
to the west,
Oak Ridge.
Yeah, this is looking west-northwest right now.
All right, we got another hail core just south of Oak Ridge, so this is probably going to work its way right back into your area. I do appreciate that, Chris. Thanks for the report, man. And again,
No
if you
worries,
want to be a
man.
Witcher weather watcher and join the broadcast, you can just message me, Mike at easttnweather.com. You got to take the course with the National Weather Service, of course, so you can be official. But we'll definitely, that's part of what we can do here. I'm just going to leave. If you want to stay on, Chris, your microphone's hot, by the way, but I can mute you if you want me to.
Yeah, no cussing. We're good.
Yeah, it's a family show, my friend. But anyways,
You got
that's a
it.
live view. So if you want to keep that camera up, you're more than welcome to. If you want to go, you can by all means go at any time. Again, the heaviest rain in the strongest part of the cell right now, moving its way over West Hills, Kingston Hills, Bearden, Rocky Hill. Anybody joining us from Lovell Road and Farragut, you're in the clear so far, but we'll have to watch out for the storms a little bit further to your north and west over Oak Ridge again. It is moving its way right over downtown Knoxville. Let's see, I do have another camera in South Knoxville. Let's see if we can't get that one up and running. There we go. We'll get this one up and running here. I'm going to take you off screen for just a second, Chris. All right, this is a live look now from, I guess you're going to stay on screen. There we go. Perfect. All right, though, that's a camera. Now, that's obviously that's at Volunteer Cove Marina. That's looking to the west, pretty much due west. So the storm we're talking about, the one that's right above me on top of the screen, that's on the far right-hand side of this camera, okay? Kind of give you orientation of where that camera is. And so I'll keep that camera on for just a second as well as we go back to the radar to highlight what's going on. So we do have severe thunderstorm warnings right now. The National Weather Service still has them for Blount County, as well as Sevier County and Knox County. This runs until 6:30. The strongest part of the cell is over West Hills, Interstate 40, 640, 275 into downtown Knoxville, working its way through now South Knoxville. So as we highlight the strongest part of that storm, again, I'm not worried about the BTI. The BTI is a Barron Tornado Index. We talk about those when we have tornadic storms, but we don't really have that threat here for the day today. It's really just straight line damaging wind and large hail that really is going to be the main threat. Hail about 80%, severe hail 80%, hail size about 3/4 of an inch. This storm is tracking to the east-southeast at 24 miles per hour. It's moving over Bearden at 551, Rocky Hill 551, South Knoxville 605, and 617. And those times are, by the way, not from when it's going to be raining, but when the strongest part of the cell where you see that skit is, that little red arrow, that's where that storm is being placed at. So the strongest part of the cell, of course, we do have some heavier rain and stronger part of the cell moving its way through Knoxville. And again, this is moving to the east-southeast at about 25 miles per hour or so. You're welcome, Keith. I appreciate you joining us. They are not tornadoes. But again, don't be so concentrated. I try to say this all the time. Don't be so concentrated on tornadoes. Straight line damaging wind and ping pong to golf ball size hail can do just as much, if not more damage in some sort of fashion. So something to kind of keep in mind. Doesn't like Maryville get much of that nasty weather, does it? May stay to your north as of right now, but again, we'll watch the ones over Oak Ridge. Remember, all the way from Wartburg and Anderson County through Morgan County, we do have a flash flood warning taking shape right now. So a flash flood warning for Anderson and Morgan County until 8:15. We now have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming in out of Sweetwater. So this is just going to work its way over Old Sweetwater. So probably just to the north of you folks in Sweetwater, but Monroe County now stretching its way over all through Monroe County until 6:30. This storm right now, hail size about an inch in diameter, moving to the east-southeast at 26 miles per hour. It'll be over Philadelphia at 6:01. So we'll time that out a little bit longer for you folks that may be wanting to know a little bit more. So we'll go, we'll just swing it there. Let me adjust some timing on that for you. So these storms are moving at 25 miles per hour. And we'll come back and we'll highlight that again. So 25 miles per hour. And we're going to switch that. So we're going to change this to, okay, we're going to get rid of that for a second. I'm going to change this to 1 hour out. So we're going to go out 60 minutes. And again, now we can highlight that and give you a better idea. So now let's go all the way to Collarwood. And again, I've got this out to 1 hour. So Von Orr at about 6:04. It is now 5:51. It would be in Fort Loudon at 6:05, Greenback 6:06, Pumpkin Center at 6:11, Lanier 6:11, Tallahassee at 6:14, Chilhowie 6:16, Happy Valley 618, Look Rock viewing platform at 619. I don't know where the W went on that, and Top of the World at 620. So that's the latest on that storm moving its way just south of Philadelphia, north of Sweetwater, working its way towards Greenback, Von Nor, Pumpkin Center, Tallahassee, Calderwood, Lanier, Happy Valley, and Montvale Springs. Again, if you're joining on Facebook, if you wouldn't mind, just share this live. It really helps to populate the platform for community awareness. If folks aren't looking for it, it helps to put it into their feeds. And so if you wouldn't mind sharing this, again, the East Tennessee Weather app, unfortunately, the live viewing is not working here at this hour, but definitely something that we're working on. And so you can join me on Facebook or also on social media as well. And again, Chris, I'm going to mute your microphone just for now. But Chris is joining us. That camera right now is from Hardin Valley. Actually, your camera's unmuted now, Chris. Just an FYI.
Yeah.
But again, Chris is joining us from Hardin Valley. So, Chris, go ahead and take it away because you've already seen one round of rain coming through. You got another one out of Oak Ridge moving back into Hardin Valley.
Yeah, I'm actually going to move the camera and get under some cover. It's the wind has picked up and substantially. Cold rain and yeah, it's kind of rolling in here. So I'm going to kind of step under the overhang here.
I appreciate that, Chris. And again, whenever you want to just shut off the camera, you're more than welcome to. Pea-size hail, by the way, being reported at Gallagher View Road near Bearden High School. Again, we're starting to lose some of those. We're still seeing hail for sure, but not necessarily the largest hail like we've seen already in Oak Ridge. Although Judy Helms right now sharing this through Witcher's Pictures on the East Tennessee Weather app. And this one is from Julie Helms. She said, this was wild. It sounded like baseballs hitting our roof. It's still coming down, but much smaller. Okay, if you wouldn't mind, when you post these pictures using the Witcher's Pictures link and the East Tennessee Weather app, make sure you put the location. I don't know where that is. So, Julie, if you want to go ahead and repost that, you're more than welcome to. Let me know exactly where that is. Make sure you put your location because I don't know where these are. And plus, I want to be able to pass this information along to the National Weather Service as well. We've got Laura O'Brien, Cedar Bluff area. There we go. That's what you should do. Laura did it right. There we go. That's, again, ping pong to golf ball size hail, larger than the size of a quarter. Remember, anything the size of a quarter or larger is severe because that we know that can produce damage. I'm going to go back to the hail course for a second and look at some of the dual pole hail along with the hail swath. So this is the hail swath. I'll bring that back up on camera here. And again, this is the hail swath let's go back there. This is the hail swath that moved its way through Oak Ridge, Edgemore, Carnes, Solway, Amherst, West Hills. And so it's still ongoing. And we've already seen those storms producing upwards of ping pong, golf ball to even quarter size hail out of those storms. Let's see. National Weather Service continues the severe thunderstorm warning right now for central Sequatchie, south central Bledsoe, and northeastern Hamilton County. So we still have those severe thunderstorm warnings. Sometimes it's easier when we take off all the radar data to see exactly what's going on. But do have 5 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Couple hail cores showing up. The one just north of Spring City. But it doesn't look like we have the hail core as much just outside of Paint Rock and Sweetwater as what we did over Watts Bar Lake. And let's see, we've got a nasty hail core that moved its way out of Oak Ridge into the Carnes and downtown Knoxville area. So 5 severe thunderstorm warnings right now that are taking shape around East Tennessee. Again, Brittany, I'll try to give you the best information I possibly can. I can't be specific. We've got these... Whitesburg up towards Morristown, so far so good. A-okay. But you can track it with the East Tennessee Weather app. And let me just show you something here for a moment. I'm going to take you to the East Tennessee Weather app because I want to share something with you. If you download the East Tennessee Weather app, this is what you get, right? Typically, I would be front and center live at the top and center of the app. Again, still working out some kinks on that. But if you want to watch through the app itself, just scroll down to the YouTube button. If you click on that, then it will take you to YouTube. You click on the live right there and front and center. Then you can watch exactly what's going on right now. Okay? So then if you click the orange TN and the white lightning bolt. Let's see if we can get rid of that. All right. Don't know why it does that. Let me close that window for a second. For some reason, it keeps it up all the time. Let me bring back up on camera here for just a second. I'll turn on my AC. It's getting hot in here. Getting hot in here. All right. So there's the app itself. If you scroll down, here's your interactive radar, okay? The interactive radar is going to be great for those of you who are asking questions about specific locations. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings. So again, you can go up here and go to overlays and make sure that your alerts are turned on. Make sure your lightning is turned on. And then you come back, and there's all the alerts. It will show you the severe thunderstorm warnings, the flash flood warnings as well. But if you push play, it gives you past radar of 2 hours. It pauses at the current hour, and there's your future cast of 2 hours. So according to this future cast, Morristown, maybe near the Whitesburg area, Maynardville, Rutledge, Jefferson City, do have the chance of seeing some possible strong thunderstorms here within the next 2 hours based on what's going on north of Clinton, Caryville, Halls area, along Interstate 75 north of town. So again, like and share, subscribe, download the app, scan the QR code, log on to easttnweather.com. And by the way, if you go to easttnweather.com as well, I am front and center online at easttnweather.com. I do have the live channel. Should be broadcasting right there. Let's just double check and make sure everything's working A-okay here at this hour. Sometimes you just got to go back to what's going on. There we go. So if you go to easttnweather.com, that's what it looks like. I don't know why it's so little, but there we go. We'll make it bigger. So there we go. If you log on to easttnweather.com, you can go there and watch the live right there as well. You can't comment and chat, but you can watch the live broadcast from your... So if the boss walks around and you don't want to be on Facebook, and don't give Facebook all the credit, just an FYI, come over here and go to easttnweather.com or download the app. But again, if your boss is walking next to your office, you don't want to be seen with Facebook on. Just come here, and then you can make it full screen just like that, and you can watch it from your computer at work. But of course, it's obviously almost 6 o'clock now, and a lot of folks are going to continue to head home for the evening. All right, so here's what's going on the radar right now. And again, we do have some nasty cells still working their way through downtown Knoxville. We've got 5 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. I take that back. We now have 6 severe thunderstorm warnings. A new one now until 6:15, just outside of Saudi Daisy. We'll switch to the right radar here. There we go. There's the one out of Saudi Daisy. So Bakewell, Shore Acres, Holly Heights moved right over Highway 27. It's going to be working its way back over towards Jamestown. The latest on this is severe thunderstorm warning and a hail size upwards of 3/4 inch in diameter. Now we've got another storm just to the west of Riceville that could have the potential of hail up to 1 inch in diameter. We'll see what the National Weather Service does with that and any sort of severe thunderstorm warnings there. And let's go back to this. Let's switch camera views here just for a second. That's Volunteer Cove Marina, just to the south of downtown Knoxville. We'll put that up on the screen. Let's see if we have another better view from some of our cameras around town. So there we go. That one's coming in out of Monroe County. So this one's coming in out of KMNV, Monroe County. Some of these aren't working on the app and online right now. I have to relaunch them, but that's that storm. So this camera is looking towards the mountains out of Madisonville. So this is going to pick up on the storm right around Tellico Plains, where we do currently have that storm off in the distance from KMNV, Monroe County, Madisonville. That is a severe thunderstorm, a severe warned thunderstorm right now. The one that we're looking at just above and beyond the airplanes. Let's take a look at a couple other cameras. All right, let's go. Oh, there we go. That's a nasty looking storm right there. That one's Fox Road Marina. So that's Fox Road Marina in West Knoxville. That storm, that one right there is looking at the storm over Farragut. So what I have on the screen right now, Farragut. Ooh, that is nasty looking. So let me take you to the weather computer. So this is that storm right there, is the one right above me. Let's go back to that. Not necessarily severe thunderstorm warned, but look how fast that thing is moving right along. That is a nasty looking storm. And that's West Knoxville. That storm right there is working its way towards Choteau, right along the 75-40 split, along Interstate 40 once again. And again, that Fox Road Marina camera is right next to Pellissippi Parkway and just south. We'll go Pellissippi Parkway and Westland Avenue. Pellissippi Parkway and Westland. So that camera is basically right. I'll circle where that camera is. That camera is essentially right here. Okay. So that's the storm we're looking at on the screen right above me from that camera live right now. And again, so far, that is not a severe warned storm, but it is definitely a strong storm. Let's get this back off. I don't know why it's not working. There we go. So anyways, that's a nasty looking cell right there. I'll be able to pan that camera too. Actually, let's see if we can't pan that camera live on screen, because I can pan that one too. Most of my cameras are pan tilt zoom, so unfortunately, if you like to watch the time lapses, we're going to get those all messed up today because we're going to track these storms. All right, let's go ahead and track that one. There we go. That's the storm right there. We're going to keep that right there. So we're going to watch that guy. I'm zoomed all the way out. So we're going to keep an eye on that one right there. That's Fox Road Marina, West Knoxville, along Pellissippi Parkway and Westland Avenue. And that's the storm that I have circled right here at the top of the screen. Right there, that's that storm. You probably can't see it very well. I'll switch back here in a second. That one's racing right along. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning right now for, let's see, this would be for Knoxville, Sevier County and Knox County still has a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:15. So we'll go back to the radar here for you. But that's such an incredible view. We're going to keep that on. So that camera right there is the one we're watching that's moving to the east-southeast, just to the south of Lake Loudon. Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning continues, though, for South Knoxville. The strongest part of the storm is over Mount Olive, Arrowhead, Newbert Springs, Sevier Home, Colonial Village. Let's see, this is going to work its way towards Husky Valley, Shooks Gap, Bays Mountain Estates, Wildwood, Prospect, Eljoy, Knob Creek, Old Chilhowie, Seymour, maybe Seymour. We'll see what the strongest part of that cell does in and around the Seymour area. I want to go back to this one, though. This is just that camera right above me is just so nasty. All right, let's go back to the chat and see what you all are saying on the chat here. All right. Seth says it's hailing at the hospital. Thanks, Seth. I appreciate that report. We had golf ball size hail in your yard in Hardin Valley. Thank you, April. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to try to get those back up and running. I apologize, Andrea. Sometimes it's the network issues where those cameras are being hosted, and then they go down, then we have to relaunch them, and then we have to put them back on YouTube. So I apologize, but we'll try to get that. Major temperature change in Lenore City and Loudon. I can only imagine from these storms. That storm right now is the storm that is over, let's see, Choteau, right around the Choteau area. Cedar Hills, just to the west of Farragut. That's the storm we're looking at on screen right now. Let's see if any other pictures have come on. So Rhonda Young, pictures of the sky from around Fox Road Marina. That's what we're looking at right now, live on screen. But let's highlight Rhonda here for a second. Thanks, Rhonda, for posting that picture through the Witcher's Pictures link and the East Tennessee Weather app. So again, I was showing you the East Tennessee Weather app and the benefits that you could have with the interactive radar, giving you past, current, and future radar to help really a lot of you figure out what's going on. But again, if you do go to the app and you want to post pictures, just scroll down to Witcher's Pictures. Just going to scroll down here, Witcher's Pictures right there. You click on that. You can take a picture or submit one already from your camera roll. So great tool right there to submit those pictures quickly, easily, efficient. And again, if you don't have the East Tennessee Weather app, you should scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Download it today. It'll keep you posted on everything weather right here in East Tennessee. Let's get that off screen there. All right. It's all weather all the time, my friends. If you've been meaning to download it, these are the days to download it so you stay on top of the weather situation right here at home. All right, we'll come back to the Morristown radar. Okay, got a big old hail core now starting to show up outside of Arrowhead. Mount Olive, I should say, Vestal, Colonial Village. So this storm that's got a pretty solid hail core, probably 1.5 inch diameter hail, could be showing up out of this storm system right now. Let's see. Michelle says, I live very close to Fox Road Marina. Boyd Station Road getting hammered right now. Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate that. Heavy rain in Wildwood. Thanks, David. I appreciate that as well. And again, the hail core right now, so something to keep in mind. Hail could be upwards of 1.5 inches in diameter. This is working its way towards Seymour. This is tracking to the east-southeast at about 22 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and track right where the hail core is, and we'll come all the way down to Pigeon Forge, right? All the way down to Pigeon Forge. So if this holds together, it's going to be in Pigeon Forge at about 6:32. It is now 6:50. 6:08, 6:06, I should say. The current time is now 6:06. So Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, probably between about 6:30 to 6:35, maybe a little bit sooner as that as well. Hailing in South Knoxville, John Sevier. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. Any other pictures showing up? Nope, no other pictures showing up through Witcher's Pictures. But that camera at Fox Road Marina, we're going to scan the skies again, pan the camera. All right, let's see. I just got a text message saying nonstop, lots of nonstop lightning and thunder, heavy rain in downtown. No hail as of right now. Super dark though. Let's see here. We've got. There we go. There's my hail guy right there. Let me go. A good friend of mine in Hardin Valley, Brent. Shared this photo with us. Let me get this on screen for you. All right. So Brent actually does a bunch of stuff with hail for his job. So this is what he just sent in, and he actually measured it out. Brent, you the man. Nearly. Oh, look at that. So again, when you look at different hail sizes. That's exactly what we would be seeing. So let me show you those different hail sizes. So he's looking at just nearly 2 inches. So 1.75 inches, which would you put that on the screen right there? That is golf ball size hail, my friends. And we were talking about it. Severe hail is anything after 1/4 inch in diameter and upwards all the way to softball size hail, which of course we don't want to see. All right, let's go back to the radar. And we'll get this off screen. There we go. All right. Let's get that off screen. There we go. All right. So big old hail core showing up now just outside of Stock Creek. This is working its way towards Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Seymour. Anybody traveling along 441 or 411, heads up. If you park your cars outside, heads up. This severe thunderstorm warning runs until 6:30. We now have a new severe thunderstorm warning, the one that we were tracking just outside of Fox Road Marina. The one that camera's bouncing around and just above me. Fox Road Marina is bouncing around quite a bit, and that is now a new severe thunderstorm warning issued by the National Weather Service. This does include Loudoun and Blount County, and this runs until 6:45. So as we continue to track this storm, we'll take it to the south and southeast. I know the skit's moving a little bit further the other direction, but let's just cover this entire warning. And we'll just come right there. So we're talking Friendsville at 6:13. The current time is now 6:09. Louisville 6:21. Benfield at 6:21. Actually, let me see if my numbers are right on that. I want to make sure I'm giving you the most accurate information. And we're going to speed that up a little bit to adjust those times. There we go. All right, so those times should be about right now. So again, Friendsville 6:12, 6:19, Louisville, Benfield 6:25, McGee Tyson Airport 6:27, Alcoa 6:31, Maryville 6:34, Eagleton Village 6:37, and Look Rock Viewing Platform 6:48 on that storm system. We've got the storm a little bit further to the north of that one, and again, we'll track this one moving its way into Pigeon Forge and Sevierville. And that would be Sevierville 6:39, 6:46 in Pigeon Forge, and 7:02 in Gatlinburg if it holds together. And of course, we do have our downtown Gatlinburg camera. This is a live view from Fox Road Marina. That is a severe thunderstorm warned storm at this hour. And we've got some nasty looking clouds and storms showing up now in Farragut. I'll try to get those up on camera here in just a little bit. Let's take a wider view. We still have severe thunderstorm warnings right now across the Southern Valley. Remember, I do cover all of East Tennessee, so we still have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Hamilton County, likely to expire if they have not already expired that severe thunderstorm warning, because it's moving towards Charleston. It looks like it's weakened a little bit. But let me switch the radar products here. So we got to switch to the high top radar down in northern Alabama. So Etowah still underneath a severe thunderstorm warning. It also includes Tellico Plains, Bald River Falls area. So this severe thunderstorm warning now runs until 7 p.m., including Indian Boundary, Bald River Falls, Monroe County, and Cherokee, North Carolina. So it's going to be moving out of Etowah into, say, Tellico Plains 633. Hail size about 1 inch in diameter. It is tracking to the east-southeast at 36 miles per hour. And again, we'll continue to highlight that in more detail as we move right along. A couple other severe thunderstorm warnings now showing up from the Morristown radar. Those hail cores are pretty extensive. And now, let me clean this up a little bit. And now we've got a pretty large hail core showing up just outside of Farragut along, let's see, what would that be? That's going to be, well, just outside of Concord. That's over near Choteau. So big hail core over Lake Loudon right now, stretching all the way down towards Louisville. Mahoney Mill, Friendsville area. So again, big hail core showing up in that area. And a very large hail core and a severe thunderstorm right now showing up in Colonial Village, South Knoxville, but it's now moving its way towards Boyd's Creek. Latest information on that, Seymour at 621, Sevierville 635, and Pigeon Forge 637 as well. When we look at the hail swaths showing up with this, you can really see those hail swaths and the darker shades of green, not green, but like the blackish colors right there just in South Knoxville, Colonial Village and High Bluff. Those are all storms that that are producing some large hail, the possibility of some large hail. We'll switch over to... So there's your hail cores right there. You can see your hail cores with, let me switch. I'm talking about stuff and I don't even have that on camera. All right, we'll switch that back to the radar. So the white showing up is the hail core with these storms. Okay. So Husky Valley, Hendron, Crossfield, Bays Mountain Estates, all those places right just to the west and right over 441 and 411, basically. Hailing at Island Home. Thanks, Brittany. I appreciate that. We've also got, let's see. So again, this is going to be working its way out of Knox County into Sevier County. We also have the one out of South Knoxville, West Knoxville, I should say, working its way towards Blount County. So heads up Maryville, Alcoa. And again, trying to keep an eye on the chat as best as I can. I think Carnes, I think you're doing much better than you were earlier. So we'll switch back over to reflectivity here. So yeah, Carnes, Fountain City, Claxton, doing A-OK. Still have a flash flood warning for Morgan County and Anderson County. This runs until, in Roane County, this runs until 8:15 this evening. So we've had heavy rain showing up in this part of town. So when you look at your 6-hour rainfall amounts, you can see really where the heaviest rain fell. And that's why we do have the flash flood warning. Picking up right around Wartburg area, about 1 inch. Petros, about 1.5 inches or so. The bullseye between Petros and Oliver Springs is showing up about 2.4 inches. Oliver Springs area, about 1.3 inches. Oak Ridge, about 3/4 of an inch of rain. And Carnes, about 0.8 of an inch of rain. But again, that's why we do have that flash flood warning showing up in that part of town. We'll come back to reflectivity and show you the storms. The strongest storm right now, again, showing up just outside of the south parts of Knox County, 411, High Bluff, Seymour, and a big old hail core showing up with this one as well. Hail, the possibility, the size of 1 inch in diameter, but I think we're probably talking about, about an inch diameter hail, if not larger, when you look at the 1 hour hail with that. Let's see here. Do we have any power outages right now? Do we have any power outages? No major power outages so far. Remember, we are under that risk for hail. 5% probability. Obviously, we've been talking about that. But remember that we are under a risk for severe storms by the Storm Prediction Center. We've been under a level 2 and a level 1 risk. Seems like the level 1 risk and level 2 is kind of where all the activity is playing out here at this hour. And remember, if you're measuring hail, to put it next to the size of a quarter, because that's going to give us a better idea of how really large that hail may be. And it now sounds like I may be getting hail at my house. Stand by. I'm going to go check real quick. I'll be right back. Let's see if I can't take this full here. There we go. I will be right back. All right, no hail showing up at my house. Just sounds like heavy rain coming off the trees. No hail showing up at my house right now. It looks like maybe we're getting hail. I don't think that's hail there. Let's take a look. Oh, there's a nasty looking camera. Okay, so this is downtown Clinton. So let me pan the camera here on that one again. Give you a better view. Nope, that's the wrong camera. Let's come back to the Clinton camera. All right, so this is downtown Clinton. We're going to pan that camera. Look at that rain shaft. Nasty rain shaft right there. And again, that also is looking south over Aspire Park, by the way. So that's Aspire Park directly front and center of you. If you've never been there, it's a great park, by the way. But that is looking at, let me show you the view on that one. So we've got Clinton. So that is, actually, I need to pan a little bit more, I think, a little bit further. There we go, a little bit further to the west-southwest. That's downtown Clinton, by the way. So that is the severe thunder. That's a severe warned storm right there is what we're looking at from downtown Clinton. Come back to the radar. So what we're looking at is that storm that's just over Farragut, Louisville, and the Friendsville area. Now, get some sunshine in Farragut and a rainbow maybe taking shape here soon. If you have rainbow pictures, post those through the Witcher's Pictures link in the East Tennessee Weather app. Would love for you to share those. We've had incredibly large hail. Thank you so much. There's a rainbow picture. Kathy Alexander, rainbow in Farragut. Are you the one that just posted this on the chat? I think you are. Kathy Alexander. There she is. She just posted this, and look at this. She posted it on the app itself. And thanks for putting information on that. So how about that rainbow right there showing up? Now go find yourself a pot of gold, but don't get caught in the rain, right? Go find yourself a pot of gold and don't get caught in the rain. Again, if you don't mind sharing this live, it really helps to populate the platform. Make sure you download the East Tennessee Weather app. That also really helps to get you the information that you need. If you're joining me on Facebook right now or on YouTube and you don't have the East Tennessee Weather app, download it today. Just search East TN Weather, all one word. Of course, all the information's right there on the screen. Remember, I'm on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, YouTube, all social media, and the website as well. So you can always watch those platforms there on those platforms as well. Sun's coming out in Farragut, and it's pouring. Those are some of my favorite days, Brent. Also, another Witcher Weather Watcher. What's up, Jesse? How are you, my friend? All right. We got a rainbow, says Renee. Oh, a big rainbow, says Jackie. Where's your photo, Jackie? Where's your photo? I need it, Jackie. Let's see if we got any more coming in through Witcher's Pictures. All right, so we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 severe thunderstorm warnings right now taking shape with a couple of special weather statements towards Ray and Meigs as well as McMinn County. But this looks like things will kind of quiet down, and maybe that will quiet the atmosphere down. So this might be the extent of it. Again, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until midnight tonight. Likely not to stay that long, but here's another photo coming in from Amber Wagers, haul off of Watt Road in Farragut. Again, if you don't mind putting a quarter in your hand if you have one, or even a penny or a dime, it helps us understand the size of that, but I'm going to assume that that is definitely severe size. That's probably pushing close to maybe ping pong size, definitely larger than a quarter, it looks like, possibly. But again, I don't know how big everyone's hands are. If you have a traditional hand, maybe that's about the size of a quarter. Or larger, I should say. So this is damaging hail. This is what we don't want to see during any sort of severe weather. You know, we don't want tornadoes, we don't want damaging winds, and we don't want large hail, but 'tis the season. And by the way, big shout out to all my sponsors. I know you've seen them on the screen the entire time. Big shout out. They're the ones who make East Tennessee Weather possible each and every day. And if you're a business and you want to do some advertising with East Tennessee Weather, now's a good time to tell you to message us. Log on to easttnweather.com. I have contact. Under contact, there's an advertise button, so you can go if you're looking for some sort of advertisement as well. It is all local sponsors all the time. It's local people that help another local business operate so we can bring you the information each and every day. All right, so a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. Still have one for Knox County. This runs until 6:30. Let's see. National Weather Service cancels. Okay, northeastern Loudoun and northwestern Knox County have now been canceled. So that storm, that one over downtown Knoxville, has now been canceled. So that will get off the screen here in just a second. We still, though, have a severe thunderstorm warning that's moving its way over Alcoa. See, I have a camera right down there. Let's see if we can get that camera. I don't think it's going to show up very well. I don't think it's quite in the right spot, but this is Volunteer Cove Marina. And there's the severe storms, the severe storm anyways, on the top left-hand side of your screen. That is the storm that is severe because that's looking a little bit further to the south. That's Volunteer Cove Marina. Let's take a look at, again, that is also a severe storm. That is out of Madisonville, and that's looking south towards Tellico Plains. So that's that storm. That camera right there is showing this storm on screen. Let me switch to a different radar. There we go. So that is a severe storm moving its way through just outside of Etowah, moving its way over Coker Creek, Bald River Falls, Tellico Plains, Gonzaga Mill, Servilla, Katasca, and Appalachia. So that camera right there that you're seeing on the screen is that severe thunderstorm warned storm. So pretty cool that these cameras come in handy. Also, if you have a great spot in your area and you have a camera that a great view, hit me up. Again, Mike at easttnweather.com. We've got different views all over East Tennessee. And we're just populating more cameras to really help tell the story so we can do live severe weather coverage. Again, that's 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. The biggest one I'm concerned about right now is one moving its way over Alcoa. Maryville, Alcoa, Belle Meade, Springfield, heads up. Severe thunderstorm warning right now in effect until 6:45, but a hail core now getting ready to work its way over McGee-Tyson Airport. Armada, Green Meadow, Bent Tree, Mount Tabor, right along Alcoa Highway and 447, 321. This is going to produce the possibility of some incredibly large hail, upwards of an inch in diameter. So over McGee-Tyson Airport right now, and working its way towards Springfield, 631, Rockford, 632, Wildwood, 637, Wallen, 643, and Townsend. Let me pull that back on camera. Sorry about that, folks. And Townsend at let's see, 651. And Townsend at 651. All right, so we'll pull that back up on screen here. And so that's the one. Alcoa, Maryville, heads up. Large hail moving into your area. You don't want to have a car out there right now. We also have some sunshine showing up around the area, so some rainbows are showing up as well. Let's see. Laura said, rainbow at Costco pic uploaded. Let's get that on camera, Laura. There we go. Where is it? Where is it? There's, see, we got double rainbow. JK. This is coming in from JK, not just kidding. This is a double rainbow. I'm not, I think I know who this is. I believe this is my neighbor. Is that Jackie? Is this your photo, Jackie? That would be JK, Jackie. Duh. Let me get with it, Witcher. Come on, Jackie. Give me some grace here, my friend. That's a double rainbow showing up. So now the storms are moving off to the east. The sun's still on the western sky. And you get a beautiful double rainbow. Thank you, JK. I'm going to start calling you JK. How about that? Let's see. We've got another one from Laura. Rainbow by Costco. Aren't my neighbors the best? These are all my neighbors. Gotta love when you have neighbors that like to help a local meteorologist out, right? How about that rainbow? Must have been. Hey, by the way, if you're at Costco, I need some toilet paper and a paper towel, Laura. I'm just kidding. I kid. All right, we'll come back to the chat and see if you have any other questions. Lee, there you go. Love the app. Now it's showing all the bad weather is almost past us. Let me take a bigger view, and I'll show you a wide view of just all of East Tennessee to give folks a better idea of what's going on. We'll loop this over the last, let's loop this over the last hour. You can kind of get an idea of how these storms are progressing through time. Now, again, we'll see what the rest of the afternoon, the rest of the evening does. Hopefully, this is just the bulk of it. But we do have some strong storms over into Middle Tennessee, which I'll show you here. let's get to the national radar. Okay, so we still have some storms over in the Middle Tennessee. We'll see what those do. Again, we do have this upper level low that's swinging its way through the area, the storm that's moving its way through. So still don't let your guard down, but I do think that we're going to get a nice little break. So that is good news. And if I switch over to the visible satellite imagery, we'll get a really, I love visible satellite imagery. It really tells a story. So let me take it in there. You can see the shadows because you can see the storms really billowing up. Let me see if I have a better one. I think I have a better one. I don't. I thought I did. There it is. That's a good one. That one's not showing up. Nope, that one's not showing up either. All right, let's go back to that one. So actually, we'll just go back to this one. So again, visible satellite imagery, we're going to start to lose the sun angle, so we're going to lose some of the visible satellite imagery, but we do have clear skies, sunshine showing up in Cumberland County, Morgan County. Let me just come back to here, come back to our viewing area. And again, we have sunshine showing up across the Cumberland Plateau. Now, we'll have to watch out for those storms. We got a couple of strong thunderstorms just outside of Nashville, working its way towards Lebanon. So we'll see if these hold together as they move back into an unstable environment, or have we eaten up the environment and we're not going to see much more activity from here on out? Hopefully that's the case. Rainfall amounts with this system over the last 6 hours. Let me just bring you to the current time. We've seen incredible amounts of rain, especially from Morgan County through Anderson County, where we still do have a flash flood warning that runs until 8:15. We've picked up about 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rainfall from Petros to just outside of Oliver Springs. Heavy rain across central and downtown Knoxville into South Knoxville, northern Blount County towards Seymour, and now working its way into Pigeon Forge. And we've seen some heavy rain outside of Monroe County and the Tellico Plains area. Back to the radar we go. And we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning for Monroe County, as well as northern Polk County, working its way into Cherokee, North Carolina. We still have a severe thunderstorm warnings right now into parts of Loudoun County. We'll go Blount County. So downtown Maryville is getting hammered right now, just along Highway 321. Maryville, hopefully you've got your cars in the shelter, underneath some sort of shelter anyways, because you don't want to get any of that. You don't want your cars to get all messed up. Kathy says, thanks for keeping us up to date. You're very welcome, Kathy. Good friend of mine. Starting to clear up and around Cedar Bluff. So thanks, Kathy. I appreciate you very much. Maryville, Alcoa, Montview, East Forest, and Forest Hill. Getting hammered right now with very heavy rain. Rainfall rates with this system. Are still probably closer to 5.5 to 7 inches per hour. And that's it. Well, there's 4, there's 7, there's 7.2. So yeah, we're talking 4, 5, 6, 7 inches per hour. Now, obviously the storm's not going to be over you for an hour, but if it were, it would produce incredible amounts of rain. Well, 7 inches of rain. Ooh, that's a cool, ominous looking cloud. We're going to show you this. These are called Mamadas clouds, by the way. See how they're kind of billowing down at the top of the screen? They're kind of bubbling. It looks like they're bubbling downward. Those are called Mamadas clouds. Unstable environment right there is what those represent. Unstable environment. All right, we'll go back to the radar here. Let's get another couple cameras here. Downtown Gatlinburg. Big shout out to downtown Gatlinburg. This is a live look in downtown Gatlinburg. At the Tennessee Jets, of course, we're getting ready to get some heavy rain. So let's go back to the reflectivity and highlight that for folks maybe in the path of these storms. Let me widen the view. So there's Gatlinburg right there in the center of your screen. And so Wares Valley got a nice little hail core, just moved outside of DuPont Springs, Doyle Springs, working its way right over 321. So Cove Creek Cascades, Walden's Creek, Henderson Springs, Hatchertown, Wares Valley, and of course downtown Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge. Anybody along 441 and 321 along the Parkway, heads up, a big old hail core is moving its way into your area. The white that you see on the screen there is the hail core, and you are currently under a severe thunderstorm warning. Let me go back to that camera here. Again, we'll show you Gatlinburg here in a little bit once it starts hammering down on downtown Gatlinburg. But the white on the screen is the hail core. Getting ready to cross. It's just crossing right now. This is the latest radar update from the National Weather Service, 321. It's right over Walden's Creek, Little Cove, Hatchertown, Wares Valley, large hail. The possibility of an inch and a quarter. Inch and a quarter hail. What does that equate to? Let's show you hail sizes here briefly. An inch and a quarter is between quarter and ping pong size hail, but signifies damaging hail and a severe thunderstorm. We've already had reports of golf ball size hail, inch and 3/4. That's severe hail. That's going to do some damage. I'll be curious to see what kind of damage gets reported as time goes on. South Maryville, Mint, Old Niles Ferry, wind 30 miles per hour peak, pea-size hail, storm spotted. Storm spotter spotted, or reported rather. Let's see. National Weather Service continues. Severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Sevier County until 7 o'clock here tonight. When things start to wrap up a little bit, I'll show you how hail forms, because it's really cool how hail forms and those strong updrafts of the storms that we've had. So that's basically the majority of it. Once these severe thunderstorm warnings die down, I will let you go about the rest of your, kind of feels like a Friday, but it's not. It's Friday Eve, right? Friday Eve, my friends. I sure hope you've had a great day today, by the way. And I do appreciate you joining me for this live weather update. Don't go to the East Tennessee Weather app yet to get an update on your forecast. I haven't updated that forecast yet. Wasn't able to. It's 6:32, by the way. I don't know why I keep looking at my big clock. I keep doing that. Don't have a lot of activity back off to our west, so hopefully we have some sunshine and things quiet down for the rest of the evening. But until then, we still have severe thunderstorm warnings across East Tennessee. So we'll come down to the mountain counties right now: Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Wares Valley, Walland, Rockford, Maryville, Cades Cove area. And again, the one right over Cove Creek Cascades, the one over Cove Creek Cascades should be in Pigeon Forge at 642, Gatlinburg 646, Mount LeConte 656, way up on top of Mount LeConte, and Pittman Center at 657. Hail size possibly 1 3/4 inches, 100% chance of hail there, and it's tracking to the east at about 33 miles per hour. All right, we've got some more pictures coming in. Emily Daniels, Halls in South Knoxville near Bonnie Kate Elementary School. Bonnie Kate Elementary School. There we go. Looks like, oh, geez. Let's get that one on there. Doesn't look like severe hail necessarily, but a lot of it. Looks like some snow there on the screen. So, Bonnie, thank you so much for posting that through Witcher's Pictures using the East Tennessee Weather app. We also got one from Stacy Harmon, Halls. A hail, she says, hail in Louisville. So this is hail in Louisville, and there we go. See, if you put it next to a quarter, it really gives us a good idea of, is that quarter size hail? And I would say yes, the answer is yes. So damaging hail with quarter size hail. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Stacy Harmon. Let's see. Leaving Turkey Creek from Hobbytown. This is Angela. So Angela works at Hobbytown, and let's show you that one. There we go. Good old advertisement for Ashley Furniture, I guess. Ashley, I'm going to be reaching out to you, by the way, for some advertising. Just an FYI, put you on camera. Nice little rainbow showed up there as well, Kathy. Great little shot there. Let's see. We've got another one from Emily McLean. McLean in West Knoxville. And do we have a rainbow? We've got a double rainbow on this one. Beautiful backyard, by the way, Emily. So there we go. Look at that double rainbow right there on the screen. You all are awesome for posting all these photos. That's from the West Knoxville area. And let's see what else we got. I think that's about it. All right, so we have two severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Dime-size hail being reported in Pigeon Forge right now. Tiny hail in Eagleton Village, Blount County about 5 minutes ago. Winds stayed sub-severe, but heads up, Pigeon Forge, you're getting ready to be in the thick of it. If not, you're already in the thick of it. Little Cove. Let's see. This is going to be working its way into Gatlinburg. Down. Oh my goodness! Look how dark Gatlinburg got. That's the camera right above my head. We'll take that full. Downtown Gatlinburg got dark real quick, didn't it? Dark, ominous skies. Let's increase the quality of that camera here. Let me do this for you. There we go. We'll clear it up a little bit. Yikes. That is the storm that you see right above my head. That's moving its way from Norton Creek Ranch, Starkey Town, Corner Heights, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. The next update comes right over you, so it's getting ready to hammer down in downtown Gatlinburg. We'll keep that camera on screen here, and we'll be able to watch it live on the screen. Here comes the rain. You can see the rain starting to pick up from our downtown Gatlinburg camera. The clouds are moving, racing from screen right to screen left. Hey, Daryl Graves. Send me an email, would you? Mike at easttnweather.com. He just messaged me and said, got a couple great spots for a great camera. So if you want to message me, Mike at easttnweather.com. If you have a great spot for a nice East Tennessee weather camera, you can message me. Good idea to send a photo of that as well so I can see what that looks like. So we can check that out before we come down there to install a camera. We got a lot more cameras coming your way, by the way. A lot more cameras coming your way. So I appreciate you all for sharing that information with me. Helping to be part of the platform. Great thing about East Tennessee weather is we can go on as long as we want to keep you folks safe. And don't forget to scan that QR code, like and share, subscribe. Go smash and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really helps things out. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate that as well. You can also watch, typically you'd be able to watch on the East Tennessee Weather app. Unfortunately, it was not working here this afternoon. All right, let's go back to the radar here, but that's a live view in downtown Gatlinburg because this is getting ready to move its way into downtown Gatlinburg as we speak. And so let's go back to that camera. Might as well take that full for a second. We know what the radar looks like. This is a live view right now in downtown Gatlinburg. Let me make sure that camera is zoomed all the way out. I believe it is. And my phone died. So if you're trying to text me, I can't respond to you. All right, watch the lightning showing up with that downtown camera in Gatlinburg. Let me fix this radar. So we got another radar loop showing up. So you can really see most of East Tennessee is starting to see improving conditions. Timing of the storm is pretty spot on, right? About, I said anytime after about 3 o'clock. So we've got a radar loop. So here's your radar loop in downtown Gatlinburg above the downtown Gatlinburg still radar. So we've got a loop, same storm, different view. We've got all these 3 views showing up right now, right? Got 2 radar views. We'll zoom that one out a little bit more. You can't really see the date, the time, or the city's probably on that. But again, once this new radar update comes in, we'll be able to see that storm move right over downtown Gatlinburg. If you're joining us from Gatlinburg, by the way, heads up, Oldham, Cartertown. Let's go. Oh, let's see. Well, it spreads all the way down the Parkway from Sevierville, 411 to Bird Crossroad. Take another big view here. Not much else going on. So that's the only really storm at hand that we need to concentrate on. We'll stay with this storm until the severe thunderstorm warning fades away. And then we'll call it a day unless anything pops up later on. And again, don't go to the East Tennessee Weather app and on social media. I won't have an update on the weather. Obviously, we've been live for quite some time now. There's the latest update from the National Weather Service. So again, let's see what kind of hail we might be seeing out of the storm. So there we go. All right, so we got a nice little hail core. Whoo! Oh, that darn light and the water on the camera lens. But there's your hail core right there above me, right there, the white. That's just to the west of downtown Gatlinburg, literally moving in as we speak. Literally moving in as we speak. You can see the motion of the storms in the very top left-hand side of the screen. And we are live, by the way. I don't know why my live button got taken off. There we go. Now we'll take you back to the radar. Guess my live button wasn't there the whole time, but either way, we are live, my friends. We are live, front and center with East Tennessee weather. All right, so that camera in downtown Gatlinburg, we're just going to take you back to that. It's an impressive. We see the radar. Severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, continues for Gatlinburg until 7:15 now. which does include Mount LeConte, Fort Harry. We're talking Pittman Center, Cartertown, just to the south of Catton, and Elkmont, not necessarily in the severe thunderstorm warning, nor are you in Greenbrier. Wares Valley, improving conditions there. But the storm that we're watching now live on camera is the one that is right above me, and the radar loop even further above that, a little bit of a wider radar loop anyways, to give you an idea of the motion of the storm as it continues to slide off to our southeast. Here it comes. It's starting to really move its way on in. We're really going to see it hammer down here in just a second. Again, we're watching this storm right there on the screen, right above me. We're talking downtown Gatlinburg, 441, Pittman Center, Zion Grove, Cartertown. And there we go. The visibility is just going to decrease immensely here. I'm going to do something here in a second. We're going to move that camera, see what it looks like on the surface. But again, nasty weather showing up in downtown Gatlinburg. And we've all had our fair bouts of some severe weather, some large hail. If you are just now tuning in, we've been tracking in severe weather throughout much of the evening for the last, about an hour or two. Not quite sure how long we've been on TV. But again, don't forget to download the East Tennessee Weather app. It's really going to keep you up to date and notified of storms approaching. And realize that the East Tennessee Weather app travels anywhere in the country, and believe it or not, anywhere in the world. I had a friend just text me the other day, said he's in Switzerland, and the East Tennessee Weather app was working in Switzerland. But you will get watches and warnings in America, in the United States. There's that. Oh man, now it's getting ready to hammer down in Gatlinburg. Intense rain showing up right now. But it works anywhere in the country for watches and warnings, lightning data across the entire country, as long as you have your GPS location services turned on. So as you get ready for summer vacations this summer, download the app, put in the location that you're going to be traveling to a week ahead of the storm, or ahead of your vacation, I should say. Track the weather ahead of your vacation. And then while you're down there, the East Tennessee Weather app will track it for you. But above and beyond that, now you're on vacation. You're like, well, I've not been paying attention to weather in East Tennessee. So now you go back to the East Tennessee Weather app and you check in on your daily forecast weather updates, because I'll keep it here local all the time. So you get a really good idea on what the weather is going to be where you're going, what the weather is going to be while you're there, and what the weather will be when you come back home to our beautiful backyard of East Tennessee. Welcome to spring in East Tennessee, right? Wait a few minutes and the weather will change. So again, continuing that severe thunderstorm warning until 7:15 for Sevier County. The heaviest part of the storm right now is moving its way right over downtown Gatlinburg. You can see that purple showing up on the screen there. I'll take you back to the radar for just a second. Again, that camera above me is downtown Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area, and we're looking at that on screen. This is really just about the extent of it. We still have some strong storms moving out of Cades Cove, Tremont into the Smoky Mountain National Park and working its way over into North Carolina. Other than that, not much else going on around East Tennessee. We do have some storms over into Middle Tennessee, so we'll watch what those storms do as we progress through time. Remember that we are under a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight tonight for pretty much all of East Tennessee. And so something to keep in mind, we'll continue to watch those storms, and I'll have an update on your forecast here in just a little bit, as I will post that to social media, the app, YouTube, and of course the only 24-hour weather channel right here in East Tennessee. Listen, this is East Tennessee Weather when you want it. Big shout out to my sponsors. Thank you for giving me the time of the day to help push your platform, and for the help to push East Tennessee Weather platform as well. A lot of folks have been coming to me recently, and I really do appreciate all of the support. Now that looks like the National Weather Service is going to issue a special weather statement as these storms go over into North Carolina. So the North Carolina mountains now under a special weather statement. We'll go back to that camera, and I'll go back to the chat here, see what you all are saying. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Appreciate you. Ronnie, hit me up, Mike@easttnweather.com. Send me a photo, and let's stay in touch. I would love to get some down in Sweetwater. somewhere down there. I've got one possibly going down to Sweetwater, but the problem is you got to have pretty good internet connection because these do run on your network. It is definitely hitting Gatlinburg as we speak. And I appreciate you as well, Katrina. You're welcome, Edna. And the sun is out in Powell. But not so much in downtown Gatlinburg. They're getting hammered down. Let's take a look at some of those cameras here. I mean, this is a live look in Hardin Valley. There's the sunshine. So the calm after the storm seems appropriate. This is Fox Road Marina. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Maynardville Courthouse. Big shout out to Union County, Maynardville. Some sunshine coming out there. How about Fox Road Marina? Let's take that camera back to its original spot. We're just going to do this live on the camera. Live on screen. I won't be able to do that. But we'll do it in a little bit. How about KMNV, Monroe County Airport? Severe storms off to our south and east. But improving conditions and some sunshine at Madisonville. And even downtown Clinton showing some beautiful views right now as the storms move off out into the mountains of East Tennessee and will be a thing of the past. Again, you can always track this with the East Tennessee Weather app. Don't forget to download the East Tennessee Weather app. Go smash and subscribe to YouTube. It really helps populate the platform. And anytime you see things on social media, like, share, subscribe, it really helps out as well. All right, we'll take you back to downtown Gatlinburg. Heaviest rain, part of the hail core, is now moving its way along 441 into the Smoky Mountain National Park, right towards Mount LeConte. Hopefully those folks who live up there are staying safe. And the severe weather will start to wind down here as we head through the rest of the evening hours. Hopefully that's the case. Of course, we are going to be watching some storms back off to our west in Nashville. We'll see if they hold together. But all in all, I think we are going to start to see improving conditions for the rest of the evening. But man, oh man, we talked about it. We were under a risk for severe storms, damaging hail being the main threat. And lo and behold, we saw upwards of golf ball size hail. Let's go back to the U.S. radar for a moment of time. We've got severe thunderstorms showing up in Nashville. I can actually show you Nashville's. I don't know why I'm doing that. I can actually show you Nashville's radar. So there's Nashville's radar. Looks like things are improving. So yeah, I would imagine this is probably going to be the extent for the night. But don't let your guard down. Now, I think the severe weather probably is going to come to an end. But we also have still more storms, more showers. So we got this low pressure system swinging its way on through, and that's going to bring some instability showers as we progress through our Friday. Oh, by the way, it's going to be cooler on Friday as well. And if you want to stick around, I might as well. My forecast is not set up. I was going to run you through a forecast, but I got to go set it up, and then I'll post that to social media and the app, so you'll be able to get that here. Probably about 7:15, 7:30 or so. I also have to do some radio updates. Remember, East Tennessee Weather, I have 16 radio stations I do weather for here in East Tennessee. Some of those, Merle, if you listen to country music, Joy 620, Praise. Let's see, Fox Sports Radio. What else do we have? We've got WVLZ, WGAP, WKCE, I think that's Mid-Century Radio. KVL, that's 90s and 2000s throwbacks. WLOD, WMTY, WFIV. So you name it. I'm on 16 radio stations. You'll be able to hear my weather updates if you listen to radio. Let's see if there's any more photos coming in. No more photos with the East Tennessee Weather app. I think folks are they're like, all right, I'm done. I got the information I needed. I'm done for the rest of the night. And hopefully it helped to prepare you and keep you safe as my family looks like they're coming home from dinner. They went out to dinner without me. Are they going to bring me some dinner in the studio? Hopefully they do. I'm starving. I am starving, Marvin. So we still have that severe thunderstorm warning for Sevier County that runs until 7:15. Pittman Center, Cartertown, Gatlinburg, Mount LeConte, I should say, Fort Harry, and moving over into North Carolina. But yes, my friends, things have improved around the area. And once this storm dies down, we will be smooth sailing for the rest of the night tonight. So that's good news to pass along. Great news to pass along, and hopefully everything came out okay. Hopefully you didn't have a lot of damage to your cars, to your rooftops. We don't want any of that activity going on during severe weather. You're welcome, Robin. I appreciate you. Lee says, bye, y'all. Have a great night. 5 a.m. comes early. You're not kidding, Lee. I get up earlier than that, buddy. And remember, the live broadcast, Wake Up with Witcher, starts off at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, unless it's Easter weekend. We're not going to be broadcasting live on Easter weekend. We're going to take the weekend off, my friends. We'll talk more about that on the platform, of course, in the coming days. Walt, Andy Andrews, you're very welcome. It was great having you, having your support tonight. I know we had a lot of ball games. We had folks out at ball games. Hopefully they didn't get canceled. Hopefully you took cover when you needed to. We still have one severe thunderstorm warning. My wife just said something. What'd you say? Anyways, we're starting to see improving conditions, some sunshine taking shape around the area, and beautiful. Oh, look at this. This is from Hardin Valley, which of course Hardin Valley, Carnes area got walloped with some golf ball size hail. As I end the program, I'll be sharing some more photos as we kind of wrap things up here tonight. Again, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning now over into Cherokee, North Carolina. So the one that's moving into the national park right now is improving, is moving into North Carolina, and we're going to be left with a beautiful night around East Tennessee. Of course, we do have those wraparound showers on into our Friday. Do expect that, so we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy. Some of my most favorite showers ever, instability showers on the backside of a low-pressure system, a northwesterly flow, enough instability. Sometimes we get hail out of those, usually pea-size hail. A couple of quick little showers. That's really about the extent of it. And then as we get into our Saturday, it's going to be cooler, by the way. Tomorrow and Saturday are going to be considerably cooler. We're talking high temperatures back into the upper 50s, but a nice weekend to get out. So I always say this. If somebody gets mad at you and tells you to take a hike, tell them, I absolutely will. We have a beautiful backyard here in East Tennessee with mountains and trails all over town. And as I mentioned in Clinton, we've got Aspire Park there. If you've never been there, I highly recommend it. It's a really great park that the Witchers like to attend every once in a while. What's up, Matthew Lilly? Haven't heard you for a while. The sun is shining in Maryville. What have you been up to these days? All right, we still have that severe thunderstorm warning until 7:15 for Sevier County. It is moving into the national park. We are still seeing heavy rain, possibly some hail towards Pittman Center, Pinnacle, Cartertown, Gatlinburg. Improving conditions for sure. You the best, Chris. I appreciate you, my friend. Brandy Oliver said, found you on Facebook and then downloaded the app. Yay, Brandy! And to everybody that joined us tonight, that's a big shout out to you. I appreciate you. And again, I do appreciate all of the support as we try to bring you the best weather coverage of East Tennessee could ever have. We don't have to worry about commercials around East Tennessee weather, you know. We have commercials, but we can blast right through them. All right, looks like that storm is starting to wind down. You're welcome, Matthew. Good to see you as well. One day we'll catch up in person once again. Dustin, gotcha. Got your great rainbow through Witcher's picture. Ah, there it is, Dustin. Here we go. Here's one coming in from Dustin. Great double rainbow. I'm starting to lose my voice here. How about that one? That's a cool shot. Thanks, Dustin. By the way, you can upload photos through the Witcher's Pictures link using the East Tennessee Weather app. Just scroll down on the app. The app also gives you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours. No other weather app in town does that, just an FYI. You'll get watches and warnings, push notifications from the National Weather Service. You'll be able to check out live weather cameras when they're back up and running. Typically, you could watch live severe weather coverage there, but you can't chat there as well. But that wasn't working tonight. So make sure you check out the platform. If you just now saw me on Facebook and you're like, there you are, Witcher. Here we are, East Tennessee Weather. Download the East Tennessee Weather app. Scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. The storm in Sevier County is starting to wind down, so we're going to wrap things up. I don't necessarily see any need to keep going for severe weather coverage. We are seeing improving weather conditions as I show you the big picture of East Tennessee. Those storms are dying down. We're going to watch those storms over in Middle Tennessee, so we may have to come back on. And, of course, if you have the app, you'll get a push notification that we're doing live severe weather coverage. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to share some photos as we wrap things up here this evening. I sure hope you have a great night. Wake Up with Witcher starts off at 6 o'clock in the morning as we wrap up this work week. Incredible. The week is almost over. We sure hope you have a great night, my friends.